Hello, friend, and welcome back. This is our little special moment within our editions or whatever, and it's called Three Keys to Effective Medication. Meditation. First of all, I know some of you are asking, say, why are you wearing that scarf on your head? Is it magical powers? Is it a meditation scarf? No, it's just my favorite scarf. I'm making these jokes because the reality is that meditation is not as deep or spooky as we try to make it, or we try to attempt to make it, because there's no need for the deep and spooky. Let me give you a definition for meditation that I really like. It's a moment or moments to connect yourself to the spiritual and awaken to the realization that your connection to the spiritual is your true source. And so the idea of meditation for me, and I think you should adapt this idea, is that meditation should be your moment to connect yourself or remind yourself of the spiritual. The fact that your source is in the spiritual. Your source to everything. Your source to a good day. Your source to the money that you need to make that day. Your source to the way you need to act in public. Your source to loving people who make themselves a challenging person to love. All of that is in the spiritual realm. And so it's your moment to connect and remember your spirit, or your spirit, the fact that you are a spiritual being. What I like to do, number one, is I like to, first of all, take a moment, meaning that pick a time of day. And usually I have a candle here because I usually light a candle, and there's no spooky powers in the candle. The only thing the candle does is that the bright lights, aggravate me and kind of, make me do this, because when I see lights, it's camera time. And so I like a soft light that kind of reminds me of the fact of calm down, okay? It's time to really connect yourself and to let go of all of the stress that you would have during the day. Also, the first, let's say we'll give it the first tip. I don't want to call it rules or laws, because to me that's all silliness. The first tip to meditation is that it needs to be a moment. It doesn't need to be a minute. It doesn't need to be 5 minutes. It doesn't need to be 30 seconds. It is a moment. So for you, a moment may be 30 minutes. For me, a moment may be literally 3 minutes before I go jump in the shower in the morning. And so don't time it. When you begin to put a time limit on it, it becomes a job. It becomes ritualistic. It becomes aggravating. So no time limits. You can literally take 5 minutes to get inside of a quiet place in your house or in your home or in your closet or in your car, and for those of you who are homeless, in a corner somewhere, and take 5 minutes and say, I'm going to connect myself with the fact and the realization that I am a spirit and I'm governed by a larger spirit, and that there is somebody who is bigger than me, or someone or something that is bigger than me that is going to help me throughout this day. Okay? The second idea is to, for those of us who are business owners and busy people, or just have a job, period, or have kids, or have aggravating loved ones, whatever you have, okay? And if you have kids, I understand why you might not be able to do this one. It's to cut off your phone or computer. Because what you're doing is you're acknowledging the fact that this moment is important. And number two, you're reminding yourself that you are not to carry the burden of the entire world. Because in our minds we say, what if somebody important calls? Well, they can wait, because God is ultimately in control. You are being used by God, but in other words, somebody else can carry the burdens of life while you take some time to nourish yourself. So you need some you time at times. Phone off, and it can be for 1 minute. Cut your phone off. The world will not end because your phone is off and because you're not available. So take time for yourself. I carry burdens every day in life, but I am ultimately not the burden carrier. God is the burden carrier for me. And so when I'm absent, He can do a good job. All right? The next thing is to aim to do it every day, but don't get upset when you miss a day. The idea of you missing a day, I take it as a good thing. When I forget to meditate and I go about my life and I have a good day, I always am so thankful. I have so much gratitude, because I remember that in reality, this is not another ritual. Because once it becomes a ritual, it will lose its essence. Okay, this is not a ritual. This is a practice. This is something I aim to do every day. But when I miss a day, it's okay, because it just gives me a reminder of the fact that even when I have shortcomings, God is still in control and He's still able to flow through me. And so that's all fine. There's no manipulation to it. There's no condemnation. When you miss a day, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, it becomes funner the next day. So don't add that aspect to it, okay? Meditation is your time to connect with the invisible, with the unfathomable, if that's a word, with the unlimited. Take out 5 seconds, 5 minutes of your day. One of the other things I like to do is another book by one of my favorite authors, which happens to be Eckhart Tolle, and he has little quotes that spark awareness. And I read one of those quotes, and sometimes I sit and I take a deep breath, and I realize that although I sit in a body, although I have a mind, that there's a part of me that can never be destroyed. There's a part of me that is connected to the Almighty God. And that part of me is the part of me that I appreciate the most. That's meditation.